Hello, welcome to my channel. This is Pawan Kumar. In this session, we are going to deal with MongoDB basics and as well as basic CRUD operations of MongoDB. So we can quickly move on to the session. What is a MongoDB? So it is a powerful, scalable, and general purpose database which contains the secondary indexes, range queries, sortings, aggregations, and geospatial indexes. Generally, MongoDB is a NoSQL database. So far we have learned about Oracle, MySQL or SQL, which is a relational database which contains rows, columns, tables, and primary key, super key, candidate key, foreign key, and views, joins, etc. So all these are having major disadvantages in a database. So all these disadvantages are solved in MongoDB only. Now, what is a MongoDB? It is a document-oriented database, which is a NoSQL database. That is, in MongoDB, we are going to insert the documents in the form of JSON schema. Likewise, we are going to insert the rows and columns in a table. We are going to insert here a JSON schema or in a document. So here the rows are identical equal to documents, and MongoDB also allows the embedded documents. Using a MongoDB, the scaling is very easy. Why the scaling? So whenever we are going to deal with the bigger machines or bigger databases, or when we are going to partition the databases, so in such cases, MongoDB is very useful when compared to a relational database. So what are the features? So indexing, aggregation, collection types, file storage are type sensitive and case sensitive, some of the features of MongoDB. So MongoDB supports generic secondary indexes and allows a variety of fast queries, and which provides the unique compound, geospatial, and a full text indexing capabilities. Coming to the aggregation, MongoDB supports the aggregation pipeline, which allows you to build the complex aggregations from simple pieces and allows to database to optimize it. MongoDB supports all collection data types from JSON to BSON. What is a BSON? BSON is a binary JavaScript object notation where MongoDB internally converts the JSON object into BSON object for faster processing. And the MongoDB is type sensitive and as well as case sensitive. What is a collection? So here we can create a table in a relation database. The same way in MongoDB we are going to create a collection. So collection contains a group of documents, which is a dynamic schema which consists of different shapes, which means collection can accept an heterogeneous data. And moreover, MongoDB comes with three types of databases or database admins, that is admin, local, and config. These three are predefined databases in MongoDB. Now, the main difference between a relational database and a MongoDB can be explained by this example. Let us consider an example. A patient is visiting to an hospital every day or every 2 months. So we are going to maintain the patient's records. The same can be implemented in relational databases by creating number of tables and also maintaining a relationship between the tables by using a primary key and foreign key, etc., etc., etc. When coming to MongoDB, all these can be inserted in one collection or in one document itself. That is, we can create only one document for the patient and we are going to insert all the details of the patients in the document. So what we will store? The contact information, visiting history, prescriptions, age, gender, etc. And who is using this application also? Everything can be stored in the document itself. So another example is whenever you are going to build a new car, each car's spare parts are treated as a relational database tables, and all these parts are combined to create a brand new car. The brand new car is nothing but a MongoDB. So that is a major difference between a relational database and a MongoDB. Now, how the data can be inserted in MongoDB? The data can be inserted in MongoDB in the form of a JSON format, which is a key value pair, which is nothing but a dictionary in a Python or hash map in a Java. That is, here we are going to insert the data in the form of key value pair, and we can also insert the embedded documents. The same can be implemented in relation databases by using a number of tables, but in MongoDB we can insert only one document. Now coming to BSON, which is an unreadable format, that is MongoDB internally converts the BSON to JSON. Now coming to the differences between JSON and BSON. So JSON supports an UFT-8 string and BSON is a binary encoding. Coming to the data support, JSON will support string, boolean, number, and array. In addition to that, BSON will support data as well as raw binary. So JSON is a readability by human as well as machine, whereas BSON is only for machine itself. So coming to the last row of this JSON, it is friendly, readable, and familiar, and it is speed and high performance. No, we are going to access the MongoDB by using three ways. One by using a MongoDB shell, another by using a Mongo Compass, and third by using connecting to the Atlas cluster. What is an Atlas cluster? Atlas cluster is given by a MongoDB itself, which is a free tier cluster where you are going to deploy your database or replica set or whatever it may be. We can create a free account in Atlas cluster, or we can create a Mongo Compass, or we can give our commands through Mongo shell itself. Now, coming to the JSON, BSON and additional features. That is, MongoDB internally converts the JSON object into BSON object, which is used for speed and flexibility. Now, what is the structure of the document? So generally the document structure has a key value pair. Here we can see an example. This is a basic document structure which looks very identical, but it is differentiated by using underscore ID. What is an underscore ID? Underscore ID is a key which is generated defaultly for every document which is going to be inserted in a MongoDB. So MongoDB internally creates an underscore ID for every document which is inserted, which is unique. So all the documents are differentiated by using this underscore ID itself. Same replica to that in relational database, we are going to write a primary key for giving unique values. So that is not going to be happen in MongoDB. MongoDB internally creates an underscore ID itself for every document. So NoSQL families includes a key value, graphs, columns, and documents. All these comes under a NoSQL families. Now, what is an MQL and SQL? In relational database, we are going to have a structured query language. The same case in MongoDB, we are going to have a MongoDB query language. So SQL functions like select, where, count, limit, and order by is going to be replaced by the find method, the field and value, the count method is same, limit, and as well as sort. So this is our MongoDB aggregation framework. What are all the asset properties which are going to be satisfied in relational database? That same can be satisfied in MongoDB itself by using a JSON schema. And moreover, MQL is typically used for the CRUD operations, and as well as MongoDB aggregation pipeline is used for the data processing, which is very complex. Hence, the complex data is also going to be satisfied in MongoDB. Now, how can we connect to MongoDB? We can connect to MongoDB by using C, C++, Scala, Java, Python, Ruby, and Node.js. From all these query languages or all these languages, we can connect to MongoDB and we can provide or we can process our query operations. Now, I am going to quickly open my Mongo shell where I am going to create a collection as well as a database. So, I am going to clear the screen. Now, let me type the command show dbs. So it will show all the databases which are going to be created. So I already created my database, hence I am going to use my database, that is use mrp. So now I am going to hit a command called show collections. The show collections gives blogs, books, EMPs, fruits, and laptop, my blog, vegetables, etc. All these I have been created. Now I am going to create a new collection. So let me clear the screen. db dot create collection of, let me type MongoDB, COLL, or let me give MongoDB itself. Let me check whether it created or not. Yes, it is created. Now I am going to verify whether the collection is created or not. Show collections. Yes, the MongoDB collection is created. Now I am going to insert the first document. So db dot collection name dot insert one. Insert one method is going to be used to insert one document. That is, name is equal to, let me say, data structures, and quantity is equal to 90. So I am going to hit the enter button as it is successfully inserted, and defaultly an object ID is generated by MongoDB itself. So let me going to find whether the document is inserted or not. db dot MongoDB dot find of Prettymeter will provide the output in a neat manner. So I am going to hit and enter. Yes, successfully the name, data structures, and quantity is inserted, and defaultly an underscore ID is generated by MongoDB. Let me going to add another document. So let me say name is equal to Python. Let me type Python here, and quantity is 900. Let me going to hit and enter. Yes, it is inserted successfully. I am going to find whether the document is inserted or not. Yes, the document is inserted successfully. Now I am going to insert the multiple documents. That is db dot MongoDB dot let me say insert many of. So one thing we are going to be remembered while inserting the documents, insert many, we are going to insert in the form of array itself only. That is, insert many will accept in array format only. Let me say machine. So I am going to add another name also. Let me say neural networks. So I am going to close this JSON schema. There is key value pair, or let me miss it here. Yeah. So and I am going to close the array schema, and I am going to close the method. So you can clearly see that while using an insert method, an object ID is generated which is going to be displayed, and same in insert many, the two object IDs are created since we are inserted two documents. So let me check whether the two documents are inserted or not using a find command. Yes, successfully we have inserted the multiple documents using insert many. Insert many is used to insert lakhs and thousands and lakhs of documents within no time. Now we are going to insert, or we are going to find some of the other operations like CRUD operations like create, we have already created, update, and as well as delete. So let me type an update. So db dot mongodb dot update of update will accept two parameters. The first one is which one we are going to be changed. Let me say name is equal to machine. And I am going to close this one, and I am going to use a projection operator called set. What I am going to be set? I am going to set the quantity as 1, 2, 3, 4. So I am going to close the quantity. Let me enclose the quantity in quotations. So and I am going to close the projection, and I am going to close the method. Let me check whether it works or not. Yes, the right result and matched is equal to 1, and upset is equal to 0, and modified equal to 1. What is an upset? Upset is a new feature in MongoDB which is not going to be having any database, which is update and insert. Update and insert are combined together form as an upset. So the upset can be achieved by passing the third parameter to update query. So let me check whether the value is inserted or not. So find of pretty, yeah, you can clearly see that the value 1, 2, 3, 4 has been inserted for machine. Now I am going to add for neural networks also. So let me type this one, and neural networks. I think spelling networks. Yes, I am going to set the quantity as 1000. Let me hit enter. Yeah, successfully. Now I am going to see whether it has been inserted or not. Yes, successfully we have used the update value also. So whether if it is not present, we can use an upset, means here we are going to pass the third parameter as true. Whenever you are going to pass the third parameter as true, it will defaultly creates a new document. Let me check whether the document is created or not. Or language, and $set is equal to quantity is 1000, and I am going to hit and enter. Let me check whether the R language is going to be inserted or not. Yes, so here upserted is 1, which means the document is inserted. Let me check whether the document is inserted or not. Yes, you can clearly see that an R language is inserted. That is, by using an update, we can insert the documents also. Likewise, we can delete the documents in MongoDB using the delete operation. That is MongoDB dot remove, or we can say remove or delete one or delete. So let me check whether the remove will work or not. Let me remove this one, that is name is equal to R language. GUAGE. As I am going to close this one, I am going to hit and enter. Remove equal to 0. Let me spelling LANGUAGE. Let me check whether it is deleted. No, it is not deleted. So I am going to use delete method. Some of the versions will not going to work for remove method. So remove method is used for deleting the collection. So let me check delete one method. Name is equal to R language LANGUAGE. Let me hit and enter. Yes, acknowledge equal to true. Let me find this one. Yeah, MongoDB dot delete one of, let me delete the another method, that is name is equal to machine. Delete one, name is equal to machine. Let me hit and enter. Yes, deleted count equal to 1. Now I am going to find whether it is deleted or not. Yes, successfully deleted. Now I am going to delete the Python also. Name is equal to Python. That is delete method. We are going to delete the document. Here we have to specify which document is going to be deleted. So yes, successfully deleted. Now I am going to hit and enter by using a find method, so that the document which we have inserted previously has been deleted. So these are some of the basic CRUD operations of MongoDB. So So in my next video, I'm going to give some of the more CRUD operations and as well as aggregation pipeline and MongoDB pipeline, and how we can find the find method and find one, and as well as delete many, and as well as remove method, that is how can we remove the collection, etc. So, and moreover, I'm going to show what is a MongoDB compass. So here, this is a MongoDB compass. That is, I already connected to the Atlas cluster. Once connecting to the Atlas cluster, I open my MongoDB compass using the connection string, which will display all my documents here. So here MRP is my database, which contains all these collections. So that I'm going to select an block collection. So the block collection contains these documents. So from this also we can handle the MongoDB operations. The third one is connecting to Atlas cluster using the connection string, and we can connect from our drive. So these are the three ways we can perform the MongoDB operations. Thanks so much.